Good morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Amsterdam University College, and welcome to the Student Research Conference 2013, which we have the pleasure and honor to host.
Wondering, what do I do? Let's define a market is efficient, weak form efficient, if you cannot make a profit using public information. So, data available on the internet. I'm going to show you that it is possible. So, why is this interesting? First of all, the online gambling market is huge. I think it's 35.8 billion each. Furthermore, it's interesting as an exotic market compared to the financial market. Because one would say, in both markets, there are heterogeneous, both markets, there are heterogeneous bettors or investors who want to make a profit by trading or by taking a position. However, the difference is, in the stock markets and the option markets, which gambling really represents, the quotes change over time, depending on how many people invest into something. However, a bettor has a fixed rate he or she has to invest in. So when a bookmaker sets a quote, for example, if Barcelona wins, I will give you €1.20 for every €1 you bet on it. He has to stick with it. So he's really vulnerable if he makes a mistake. And that's why it's very interesting if these quotes are exploitable. So my question is the market of the Bundesliga 1 sports gambling efficient? Are you able to make money on public information? Is there such a thing as a free lunch? So this is a literary, there of course has been previous research done on this. And I will be looking at it from three angles. First of all, the favorite long shot bias, researched and proven by Dira 2013 in the European soccer market. What this entails, what this means, is that basically, as human beings, we like the underdog. We like the underdog story. That's why we bet most of the time on the underdog, on the big win, the big quote. That is why the quotes on the favorite will be not efficient, and you will get more money betting on the favorite than actually you should have gotten. So, example, when betting on FC Barcelona against Ajax, betting on Barcelona will gain you money. The second effect is the home underdog bias. This seems a bit contrary, because this states that betting on the home team, which is an underdog, will net you a positive return. How can this be? Maybe because one of the two isn't correct, or maybe it's because people underestimate the home effect. This has been proven by Levitt, maybe some of you know him from Freakonomics, in the NFL. And furthermore, I will be looking at a model. Basically modeling the probability of a team winning, and I'm looking if my probability is higher or lower than the probability that is assigned to them by the bookmakers. So the data set, I looked at the Bundesliga 1, because I like the German competition. 585 teams, matches, 2 years, 12 match statistics, so those are things as the number of fouls, the number of goals, the number of red cards, yellow cards, free kicks, corners, etc. Also, I created a variable, the implied odds. I will talk about it later. So these are the short hypothesis I had, basically stating that trading based on a favorite long shot bias will generate a profit, trading based on a home underdog bias will generate a profit, and trading based on the model will generate a profit. If these are true, or if at least one of them are true, then the weak form efficiency is not true, and indeed you can make money. So what are these implied odds I talked about? Basically, it means that when a bookmaker sets a quote, for example, saying for €1 bet on Barcelona winning, you'll get €1.20 if you're right, there's an associated probability assigned to it. So, for example, in Freiburg versus Mainz, Freiburg winning got 2.52. So that means the probability assigned is 40%. The bookmaker predicts that Freiburg has a 40% chance of winning. However, when adding these probabilities up to each other, they're more than 100%. This extra 7% is the vigorish, or the commission of the bookmaker. He takes as a market maker. So we have to normalize them by dividing again by the total, the total 1 plus the margin to get the real probability. So there are 37% for Freiburg winning. This was done for all the variables, all the matches. So I checked the correlation. Basically, it's for overfitting and arbitrage. This is not very interesting. So my model. I built a model for one of the betting strategies I tested. A very simple model. It's a probit regression, which I tried to come up with a probability that one team will win. First, I regressed basically the match statistics and the implied odds I calculated earlier on the probability of a win, which was taken as a binary variable. So these are all the regressions. In the appendix, you can see the SPSS output if you're interested. I did 3 iterations, every time dropping variables that were not proven not to be significant at a 5% level. And the final form model is seen here, where basically the implied odds and the number of home files, so the number of files the home team committed in their previous 2 matches are effective predictors of the probability of that team winning. So now we have some strategies, a model. Now we have to test them on the data. See if we can actually, when simulating, make money. We make a couple of assumptions. First of all, we are betting on every match that fits the strategy, £1. Secondly, we assume we have an unlimited pool of money. So basically, even when we're down 800, we'll still keep investing. So the 5 betting strategies are the home underdog strategy, so betting on the home underdog. The home underdog strategy, if it's not too large of an underdog, because speculating that if someone is too large of an underdog, the effect will be mitigated by them being that much worse. So of course the favorite long shot bias, taken from Dürer. The model base, so betting when the model predicts that it's more probability to win than the probabilities implied by the bookmakers, and the model based with trim tails. So this, so what that means, basically, just as in the home underdog bias example, in the extreme cases of either very low probability or very high probability, I say these are so skewed by the difference in power, we'll disregard them. So what are the results? Basically, favorite long shot bias strategy generates positive returns across both years using best odds. So best odds are the odds, you have different bookmakers, and you take the odds of the bookmaker that provides the best one, instead of just averaging them and taking the average. The model provides not convincing returns. However, the trim tail model provides returns as well. And the other strategies are not profitable. So you're thinking probably, okay, if you can get a return with this model, why aren't you rich yet, Oswin? Why am I not driving a Lamborghini? Because of course, the model does not reflect reality. It's a model. However, so these are the results again. Nice table. I also modeled transaction costs. There's friction, of course, in our economy. I'll tell a bit about how the betting market works. Basically, when you're online betting, you have to use money transfer sites, such as money bookers or NetTeller. Maybe if you play online poker, you're familiar with it. So money bookers ask if you withdraw your money £1.48, and for every transaction to a bookmaker, as 1%, with a maximum at 41 cents. Well, NetTeller only asks £5 every time you withdraw. So even with this transaction cost, at the 1% stake, so our previous assumption of only £1, no strategy is profitable. However, if you increase the stake at £10 every time you invest, then some strategies become profitable. The trim tails one and the favorite long shot bias one. As can be seen here, with a return of approximately 3%. So in conclusion, there is an indication of a favorite long shot bias. There's no indication of a home underdog bias, and there's indication that the implied odds of the bookmaker are not efficient, that you can predict better than that, so that you can make a small amount of return. A possible explanation for this is that because bookmakers can make more profit if they skew their odds. Because a lot of times people like to bet just for fun, you know, just like buy a lottery ticket or support their local team. Think, I'll still buy Ajax even though Barcelona will probably win 5-0. So that's why a lot of people bet on their own team, even though the odds aren't there. So if bookmakers skew those odds, they can make more money on those amount of people that go for their own team. So that could be a possible explanation. Further research could look into a more sophisticated model or look into arbitrage, because the results of this study imply that arbitrage is possible. For those of you who are not familiar with arbitrage, basically that's the ultimate form of free lunch, and you get a guaranteed return and you get guaranteed money. See, I still have some time left. So yeah, even there's a 3% return. So why am I not doing that? Why am I not making money with this 3% return? Well, there are a couple of reasons. First of all, the bookmakers aren't stupid. They monitor for this kind of stuff, and they will ban you for life if you get caught. Secondly, as you could have seen, because of transaction cost, you have to go up towards to a 10% pound stake, and thus I would have to have at least £1,000 to even start thinking about doing this. These barriers combined make this free lunch not so free after all. Thank you for your attention. Any questions?
Do you participate yourself in these bets?
Yes, some for fun.
And did you increase participating after this thesis, or?
No, not really. Still just for fun. I'm one of those guys that still bets on Ajax. Sure.
I still did not quite get how your model could do better than the bookmakers. How did you do that?
Basically, the bookmakers, they want to maximize their profit. That's why their odds are not efficient. And my model basically takes their odds into account, plus a match statistics, which could be seen as proxy for the form of the team. So basically taking the form of a team and their prediction into account, my prediction is shown to be a bit more accurate.
And also in practice.
Yeah, I think so.
I was wondering for your definition of the underdog. I mean, that is probably based on their ranking, isn't it? What should be the difference? I mean, if you compare Barcelona and Ajax, but they don't play in the same league. Well, they play in the same league, but for instance, your German league, is it based on their ranking? That means the number 1 against the number 20 or something?
No, it's based on the probabilities assigned by the bookmaker. So, like you have seen, you can calculate probabilities out of that. Furthermore, those probabilities are based on team strength, team form, player strengths based on Brownian motion, and some other factors.
So it's not based on the actual place in the ranking at that certain moment?
No, not totally, not really.
Okay. Okay.
Do you think that taking only 2 years is maybe, could you do it? Do you think it's also profitable if you make the range longer or over years?
I would think so, especially because Dürer has shown it in other markets over a longer range, only for the favored long shot bias. So I believe that inefficiency is inherent because of the profit maximizing view of the bookmakers. So I think also the model will also perform well across a larger time span. Well, I think I made my promise, made do on my promise. We'll finish before time.